It's building day. It's day 26. MD is actually lost for words. What in the world happened down here? I'm at the building, 1500, the Pinnacle. What in the world happened down here? Oh my goodness, it's like I'm looking over there, and MD, I am sent me as a ministry of signs. Today is April the 26th of 2023. Oh my goodness. And of course, someone's getting really happy with this here. I won't stay there long, so we don't read more into it. But what in the world? There's that big old lot over there. What in the world happened down here between March the 26th of 2023 and 1 month later, April the 26th of 2023? I'm gonna just let me walk for about a minute and walk this one off. Because this is where it never ceases. It never ceases. Oh my goodness, what happened down here? Oh my goodness. I'm going to walk it off. I'm going to walk this off for about a second or two. Oh my goodness. Put my bobos in the camera or something, Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What happened down here 1 month later? And MD know we've put a lot of this out on the internet and all of that. And I'm telling you all, if those that are hearing MD, and this is another building of interest, and those that get within that arm reach and a hug, no MD have a specific oh my goodness, what happened down here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What happened down here? Oh my goodness. I'm absolutely and I'm telling you, I'm totally speechless, but I'm going to be talking because those that get within an arm reach and a hug know that when MD, that's one of the reasons why MD do not open that mouth. And it's not even MD, it's his servant don't open that mouth, is because as soon as his servant gets involved, and yes, I am excited, and I feel, oh my goodness, I can't believe what I'm looking at. It's when MD opened that mouth and started saying things based upon that part that is his servant. It's not too long after that things just literally start happening, and I'm about to do some flips. I wish I could do some summer sauces or something like that. But if you all that hear his servant, let this building get past us again. I got a list, but my God Almighty, I'm trying to say something. It's like you go and it's like people want you to do all the work for them, and then when you do all the work and then you do everything, and then it's snatched right out from underneath of you after you've done all the work. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, but I got to walk this one off, because where has MD been? And I'm in this area, in other areas, throughout the month. It's not like I can really be at one building for the whole entire month, or MD would, right? But you're not going to believe this. I'm telling you. We say it's like the universe is listening to us, but we know people, whether they say they may not chime in or may not put their name on it. I wish there was a way about Facebook, but you'd have to really be bold then, it really would run all the ones that really don't want to see you have anything. It would really literally run them right on where they really need to go. But I'm just blown away right now. Oh my goodness, who is at this building? What in the world is going on at this building? Oh my goodness, Lord. You all, this is a nice building. And many times there are things that like block the actual view of a thing because, people can get lost by looking on the outward appearance. But it was almost like, let me go fast forward real fast, like 709 Edgewater Drive. It was like there. They kept the outside looking so good, but the Lord said to me, someone was living on the inside. You will never know it because, and listen to this, you think, just because it looks terrible on the outside, nobody would live on the inside. Or the flip side of that is that, it looks so good on the outside. It's the distraction that somebody really is living on the inside, but it's saying no trespassing, nobody's supposed to be up in there. And so just being at a place and being able to observe a place, and MD is a person of detail, right down to the smallest detail. We really don't miss nothing unless the Spirit just have us like not to get it at that moment, and it's a perfect timing for us to really see it. I'm about to run through this thing here. Oh my goodness. It ain't just the universe. Listen, I'm telling you, it's like people listen. It's like someone's tapped into these videos. You can say what you want to say, but I know they have. This is huge. This is huge. This is huge. This is huge. What I'm looking at right now is absolutely huge. And where MD was going with that is that like things can look like, you see something and it's like a camouflage or it's like a disguise, right? And it might look ugly on the outside because you're looking only on the outside. But then here's MD, whether it's beautified or ugly, we're going to go inside. And inside, we haven't stepped inside that building yet. But regardless what was outside, all these trees and all these kind of things, we've already walked inside of this place in the Spirit to see this is a beautiful building. And at first it was obstructed by a whole lot of bushes and trees and a whole lot of things. And you really didn't even know this building was sitting back there. And this was a led by the Spirit kind of thing, because it's just like we said, it's just this thing about abandon. We're drawn. All right, that's where we'll just leave it. But oh my goodness, I'm totally, absolutely speechless, because somewhere between March the 26th, we'll link that last video to this one. Somewhere between March the 26th of 2023 and April 26th of 2023. You ready for it? I'm about to show you. All the things that MD said that this is what I would do and I would like to have this done and yada, 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 yada. All right? I kid you not. God is my living witness. I feel like crying. This building ain't even MD yet, but this is a building that is of high interest. This is like, you understand, it's like down on the list now. We say we wasn't going to give you like the actual number on the building that's like really of real interest, but this one is like on that list of interest, right? What number we have not disclosed. All right. Oh, I feel a yoke, because you're not gonna believe it, but I'm just gonna show it to you. This is the back of the building. I'm gonna walk around the back of the building. whatever happened down here, it ain't nobody. It ain't nobody but the Spirit. That is all that. Remember, we talked about that area and what MD would love to see happen in that area, and to see all that moved away, and we just talked about it, right? We'll just link the videos to it for you to see it. Don't want to stand too still because they done cut down and there's ants if you stand still too long. Okay, that's the back of the building. Now look at the beauty of this building. Look at the back of it. Just look at the beauty. All this you saw it. We'll show it to you. And when MD have that journey like that, where we pick them up and we know how they look when we first see them, and then to see the outcome of it by just speaking what we would love to see happen in that area, and then all of a sudden it start happening. Yeah, MD want to be a part of that. Yes, MD do want one of these buildings. We're not just going in areas and talking about how this can happen, a beautify area, this and that, and then have a building just slip right out from under us because we haven't come up with a $2 million figure. No. And so you saw this. We showed you what would if MD had something like what we would do. We talked about moving all of this right here. Well, look at it. It's all going. I point in that direction. It's all going straight through, so you could see out through to the parking lot, and you could also see that there's that opening right there. You can see the pillars, right there, right, because this is a beautiful building. You can see that they just did all this. Look at this. I kid you not. Look at this. When you hear the videos, we're from day one. We're talking from October the 25th of 2018 until now. And they said they was going to open this building up to be seen in 2023. But MD do believe someone's looking at these videos. Now look at this. Is that not beauty? If that's not beauty, MD don't know what it is. And this all happened within a month period of time. We'll link March the 26th of 2023 to this here. This is beauty. All right, that's the back of it. Now you think that's something. We just look at it one more time. I'm telling you. Look, just look at it. Look, when you look at this, you all saw that. It could be the home for the homeless and anything else it wanted to be. You saw this from how we did the video. You saw it. Someone even got in there and you see how they done cut off the tree area there. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Let's take a walk. Now this is the back of the building. Oh my goodness. So MD really don't even like to come in some areas, open my mouth, then start putting it out there because it's like, oh my goodness. Look at that. But this building was just too magnificent of a building to keep silent about. Look at that. Look at the windows. Look at all these windows. Come on now. Look at them. Oh. Oh my goodness. And so it's just not, ooh, you know how MD feel about the grass, but 1, 2, I see a light on in there. I'm about to go to this window. Somebody pray for me. I'm about to run in that grass. I want to show you. You ready? Oh my goodness. I'm going to tiptoe up in there. Oh, they got light on in there. Look at that. Y'all can't see. Can you see it? Look at that. Look at all up in there. Oh my goodness. I gotta get out of here. It's too long. Gotta go. Oh. I'm telling you, it's huge on the inside of that. That is huge. Oh my goodness. Oh, and something as small as those 8,000 boxes. Come on, you all. Oh my goodness. What in the world is going on down here? Oh, you can see they aired the place out because, like we said, and only the Lord knows how long this building was vacant before the eyes of the Lord spotted this building, and that was in October the 25th of 2018, and so that building has been closed up. That's a big building to be closed up. And so we showed you how sometimes we come and you can see the windows open. But I'm seeing the lights on in there and everything. Y'all saw it? Okay, you ready for something else big? Oh, it's more than the universe, listen. You ready for something else big to see? When you just look at, oh my goodness. Look, you all, look. You remember this area? Do you remember this area here? Come on now. Look. Just look. Oh my goodness. Will somebody just look at this area? You know what was here? Oh my goodness. You know MD just not going to go and just look at any building. This building was hidden. Oh, Lord have mercy. Does anybody see this? Does anybody see that whole area? Just look. Oh, just look. Just look. I'm going to stay. Will you just look and just, see, I'm going to get in more trouble because those are such beautiful trees. Those are such beautiful palm trees that when they cut all of that dead stuff, debris, all of that off of that tree and go all the way to the top where the new growth is, you talking about even more beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And you can see that does anybody see that? You'd have to see what this looked like before. You'd have to see it really from day one. You wouldn't even know the building was back up in here. And then we started videoing about this building. And the more we talk about this building and what we would like to see done at this building, then things is being done at this building. And look at this building. Will you look at this? It's Rotagwa, y'all. It's Rotagwa Day. It's that ROTTAWOG Day. And it falls on a building day. And I'm through talking about what I would do at this building. I am. For now. I am. Because we can't keep getting this close and the figures be what separate us. Like we said, somebody have $2 million. And they can donate it to I Am Sent Me. Or they can just give it. Or they, like we know some, they owe that much in tithe. Look at the pillars. Look at them. Isn't that not beautiful? It's 8 of them. 4 in the front, 4 in the back. Is that not beautiful? Come on, talk about it. You'd have to see it. We have photos. We have video after video. You saw what it looked like from the beginning. Come on now. Come on now. Look at that. Will you just look at that? Can anybody see that? Look at that. Just look at that. All of that is gone. And all of that happened between March the 26th. Oh, it looked nothing like this on March the 26th. You saw the video. We did a live video. All of what was there was still there. Someone come here between March the 26th of 20. I'm feeling your short. Someone come here from March the 26th of 2023, and 1 month later, March, because we're April the 26th today, 1 month later, all this took place. And all the time that I've been in this area, I'm more towards the Altamont Springs area, and of course, personally, if we're told the whole truth and nothing but the truth, there was this longing for me to just come. I'd come by this building every day, but I didn't do it. MD didn't do it. Not like we really want to get so attached. We're going to be here every day. You understand? Now, we get a building, we get that building, we'll be here every day. You ain't got to worry about that. But look at this. If this is not like a miracle in the making, look at that. Will you look at that? And I'm guaranteeing you, I'm guaranteeing you that we have someone watching these videos. It's too precise. It's just too precise. It's absolutely too precise. Too precise. That's beauty. That's beauty. That's beauty. MD just gonna be quiet from here on out because that's just too close. It made MD feel uncomfortable. We would go up in there, but there's this. The God in me breaks no rules. Especially when you know to do good, you do it. When you know to do right, you do it. But back to Rotagwa, it's that ROTTAWOG. I got it on. I'm wearing it. Probably can't turn it around here. You probably can't see it. Oh my goodness. MD be trying it all. Oh my goodness. But we have it on. We have on the bot praise garment. That's been cut down for a minute or two. But they actually took the other one away that was on this side. There was one left. Remember, there was one that was left. And they had one on both sides. But it looks like they took both of them down, both of the palm trees down. Little small ones. It was one like you see there. And looked like they took that one down. But that's the 1500 pinnacle right here off of Lee Road. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait a minute. I mean, that's huge. That's huge right there. But they have done even more work. I'm going to scan. Let me do that without turning the camera too much. I'm going to scan this area in the front. This is on the other side here. You can see that they took out a lot more trees. All the way down to the little scrubs. I call them little scrubs, but little bushes, whatever you want to call them. But wait a minute now. I want you to see something. If you don't know, a building is back there by now. You do know. I mean, they took away all of the things that were really blocking the view of this building. You can see, look at this. I kid you not. They took all that area right here away. They just took it away. They cut down all of that. You understand? You couldn't hide up in there if you tried now. And you can see it all. They cut all of that away. It's gone. Look at that. Will you just look at that? If you can't tell a building is back there, look. This is the corner. This is standing from the corner. You can see far up into there that there's a building, and it's not $2 million that they're asking for it. It's 1.7, and that's negotiable. 2 million is to anything that needs to be done. Let me show you how fresh this is. Walk up there real quick. There you go. See how fresh that is. They cut all of that down. They cut all of that down. Look at that. They cut all that down. This still can look. They cut. Look at all the freshness. They cut all that down. Oh, yeah, just stay with me now. And look, they cut the big tree down. Look at the big tree. They cut the big tree down. You remember the tree? And you saw MD saying how we don't like to walk underneath the trees. Well, look up. It's gone. They done took down that big old tree that was obstructing the sidewalk. It had grown past the sidewalk. And oh my goodness, you literally can see a sidewalk. Do you see? I'm going to lean on Glory. Glory? Do anybody see that they cut down the big tree right there that had all of that? It was bigger than that tree over there. And the other, it was leading like towards over the actual sidewalk going on the road itself. And they cut it down. Look, do you see that? All this happened from March the 26th, which was our 24 years of SIM here in the state, the Sunshine State of Florida. Right? And you know where I'm headed now. I won't go up on the property. This is the only thing that was took away from the building. And it's a beautiful building. But this is the only thing that took away from it, is that area right there. That they took that area away. That tree. You see that? They cut down that tree. That took and put a minus to this building when they took that tree down. All the trees and all the things that they did was beautiful. But that right there, if they could have saw life right there. So that put a negative as something that you'd have to see that tree. And how that tree was dead and come back to life. And they hewed it down. They cut it down. All the other trees, beautiful. But that right there, put a negative. Someone was they were going in it, you understand, and and they just, it's beautiful how they went on around the parking lot and everything like that. Like they even cut one part of that tree over there, but that tree out there, you'd have to see it and how it come back to life. It was very touching because you saw us when it was happening, and all of a sudden I felt the presence of my father come upon me, and I went out there and laid hands on the tree like he did the one in the backyard, and the tree literally was dead, and the tree came back to life. And that tree you saw it, we did videos of it and what we were done with that tree, and to see that they didn't see the life in that tree. You understand? But how powerful is this? Is this not like every we see that light in that far right corner? Look in the front of them. All of the windows in the front of this building. Look at that. We walked you all the way around the building. Just couldn't believe it. In 30 days, in a month time, you understand, all of this took place within a month's time. That one sign that we saw over there that you could barely read, the one that did have the for sale, the faded one, his servant noticed that we don't see that on the property. We don't see that over there. It was over there in the direction in which we're pointing. Don't want to stand still too long. But it was over there in the direction that we was pointed, the faded one, that you really had to really be up on it to see what the number was. It was sitting on the property, not outside of the property. But someone come down here, and it was very, very busy between March the 26th and April the 26th of 2023. And like we said, this is it's a powerful area. It is so much we could talk about in this area. You can do so much. This right here, look at the parking lot. You can do so much in the parking lot alone. We could have I know they're going to get mad at this because, see, you know, and we said we weren't going to tell no more, but you've heard me say this, but not to this degree. You can hold some powerful services right underneath of that right there and look at that big old parking lot. Preach some of your most powerful services right there in that underpath right there. Standing room only. Look at that big old parking lot. I'm just talking out there in the wind. I mean, it's powerful. It's more to do outside of those four walls than it is inside the four walls. Look at that big old parking space. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. But is that not powerful? Is that not powerful? Look at the beautiful cut. I mean, they cut them trees down. I mean, all the way around. They cut them all the way down, and they're all as low as this tree right here. Look at that. And all the times we were in our, you know, could have come down here because we were so close in the area. We were saving it for this actual day, which is April the 26th, because that's the day we come to the building, and all this building here, right? This one took us with words that, you know, it's powerful. So if you're in the city, look at this, or in surrounding areas, of how far these videos can reach. This is another building. This is on to the next abandoned building. And this building, to the knowledge of his servant, has been abandoned since October the 25th of 2018. That's when we first laid eyes on it. Came back the next day. We did a whole video. We were comparing the storehouse. At the time, it was the storehouse. Comparing that to the actual courthouse. And how, like Jesus didn't come to do away with the law, but to fulfill it. That's what we were talking about, the purpose of the storehouse. At the time, the storehouse. That it's not to do away with the courthouse, but to fulfill the courthouse, because there were so many things. Like we've been inside the courthouse. We've seen a lot of things happen in the courthouse, and the courthouse is overwhelmed. Paperwork is misfiled. Paperwork is incorrect. People raid the wrong houses, all because paperwork is so much, in all the filing and all disorganized, all kind of things. And so we talked about, and so you see, let me put this in. We see good people end up in not good situations, and the only alternative, or the only thing that they see, is years and years and years in prison. And it's got to be a better way. And we believe that the storehouse, that is now the storehouse, is to fulfill the actual things that the courthouse cannot. And so there's that part of Retagwa that's like co-ed. That's that part of Retagwa that is going to reach as far as the courthouse. We haven't had our feet in action, Go City, in the courthouse like we've had, to not have an understanding that we are part of that. And the Lord hasn't given us favor with certain judges and all, if we were not to be a part of that, or if we were not to open our mouth and to say something. So Retagwa is a big, huge part of I Am Sent Me, the storehouse, blessing of promise. Retagwa is what really kicked all of this off, and all. And even though the name of the ministry was given to a servant way back in Virginia Beach in 1997, and did not take on a body till we come to Florida, take the ministry to Florida, and I bless you with the blessing, I promise you, in Isaiah 60. It didn't take on a body until 1999, March the 26th of 1999. But Retagwa has been here from the very beginning. And it has grown, you understand, to not just reaching out to the abused woman of God, but reaching out to the abused world of good and reaching out to the abused word of God. And so there's that WOG, that WOG, that keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's part of the building. And every Wednesday is Retagwa Day. It's Retagwa time. And there's a lot to Retagwa. You can see now one of the biggest incidents that his servant is working on now, that we've seen too much of it now, that we're opening our mouth, we're breaking the code of silence, we're opening our mouth and we're saying something in the right spirit. And then if we take it even further, this is one of the reasons why, when you look at all what we're putting on that wall right now, Retagwa, we'll link it here. When you see everything that we've been working on and have done it for some time now, so we pretty much know what we're doing to better a people, a place, a thing. So we know what we're doing. And so to have even a space in there for Retagwa. And you know, Retagwa at one time was not only just a radio series, but it was also a TV series. You haven't even seen our live television shows right there on WOKB Channel 7 in the early 1999. You haven't seen any of that. That's all coming to that wall for you to see that. The radio parts that we did, the radio series that is coming to that wall as well. And so we're sharing with you that this is not something we just started yesterday. We have 24 years of service in the works. And we are prepared to have our own building, because we are now no more serving, we are the service. You understand? We have something to offer, quite a bit. And we believe we have a lot to offer the city of Orlando and all the regions of Florida. And it starts with I Am Sent Me, the storehouse. And what we have over all of that is the blessing of promise. And we cannot fail. We won't fail. And everything we've done and every script we've had have come from the scriptures that are now, many years later, blessing after blessing after blessing. That's all we can offer, is blessing after blessing after blessing. And we've seen people get builders. We've seen people get builders and snatch it right from underneath of us. And we see them go in that building, but without a vision. You can have the money. You can have the finances. You can just put up anything and it can temporarily be there. But when you have a vision for a thing, and you have a stamp of a God of approval on it, finishing touch, final approval, and all, that's one of the reasons why you're able to sustain, endure, keep going, not quit, not faint. God keep refreshing, keep sending new, like strangers shall build up thy walls. And we've had to keep going, building with a building or without a building. But then what we know for certain, and we're sure about this, is that we know what to put inside of a building to keep it operable, to keep it working, to keep it a blessing, forever restoring. And so, you know, this is real now, because I'm looking at this. You understand? I'm looking at this. And it is a place of interest. Like we said, we haven't disclosed like what number this is on the building, but it's the next building up. Listen to this, is the next building up from 709 Edgewater Drive. It's right up the road, within maybe under 15 minutes or so, depending on how you drive. You understand? But it's right off the main road of Edgewater Drive. And you notice that if you look at that building and now look at this building, it looks like it just gets bigger and bigger, right? So we're not going to, even though we've downsized to get to a place where saving is our craving, because we want to be in position to have a good offer. Here's the light that the builders don't get cheaper, and the buildings don't get smaller in size, because we've had a small building and we were paying $2,000 a month on just a $754.78 child support check. Hear me well. And it was only $4.78 left after we paid for the rent of a 2-bedroom apartment over there off of in the Altamont Springs area, 355 South Wadmore Road. You can see that on Retagua. You can see what it looked like. We've done several videos of that area. You can see that building at 6046 Old Winter Garden Road. Go look at it now. It looked nothing like when his servant was there in 1999, 2000, early 2000. You look at it now, and it's funny though, because it's carried red, white, and blue. But this is like an extension of that, because it was gold and white. It was the same color as his servant's mantle and covering. It was the same color, exact color. And we told you about how we went in there. We put the gold carpet in there and everything. It was much, 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 much smaller than this. And that was going for $2,000. And on a $4.78, because that's all we had left over. Every week, God supplied. The Sink family. When we looked at it, we had to really, that's when the Lord was growing us in the place of the Spirit. I'm going to take you somewhere where my glory can be seen. And you would think it would be the building, because the building was gold and white. But no. I'm taking you somewhere, and we were coming out of the Wilcox Mall at that moment. And at that moment, we're talking, let's just go back a little bit and give you a little bit of history of why we're standing at this place now in time where we are going to get our own building. We're going to get our own building. And Mr. Wilcox had owned that building that we went 927 Goldwood Avenue. And his servant was just perfectly okay with holding those meetings right there at the West Side Inn Suites. Remember that now, and we were perfectly okay with that. And then because we was on the radio, you understand, it was Mr. Wilcox. His servant never met Mr. Wilcox, never heard of him, didn't know him. We still fresh in the city. We're just not too long getting into Florida. But he heard me on the radio. He heard his servant on the radio, and he reached out to Steve January. We'll never forget it. He reached out to him because he was the personality of that WOKB at that time. And he reached out to him and to get my telephone number. And then all of a sudden, MD get a call from Steve asking me, was it okay for him to give him my telephone number? We gave the approval. Next thing I know, Mr. Wilcox is calling me, and then he wanted to meet with me. And so that, we went on down there, we met with him, and he wanted to know what his servant wanted to do. Mother Doris, he said that name was going to be a very renowned name. He didn't know me from two left shoes. He didn't know me from nobody else. All of what he was responding from what he had heard on the radio. And so he said to me, where do you want to take the vision? You understand? But then we've had moments, and I've ran across Mr. Wilcox, up through the course of time. And a few years back, ran up into him, and he asking me when would I come where he was and like hold a service or do whatever and all. And but what was mind blowing is to talk with him, and he wasn't in position to like really do anything to help MD or to help the ministry or anything like that. He needed help. The building that what he was offering me was in trouble. You understand? And we had favor at that building. You understand? We could talk a lot about that building. We have nothing sad to say about that building. But all that was just, we know it was our prepping stage. And then it wasn't too long after that, that's when that certain sons in the gospel started scoping the land, and they found that building and said, "Mother, we think you ought to go look at that building." And as soon as the servant saw that building, we knew it was a connection because of the gold and white. And then the only thing that was wanted to be a disconnection was that it was $2,000 a month. You see, it was $2,000 a month for that little teeny building. It was small. It may have been the corner of that building over to go to the far right, and maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, cut that section off, and don't go to the back of it. It was a small building. Wasn't, that's even bigger than that. And but they wanted $2,000 for it a month. And we had a handful of people. Most of them were babies. But let me tell you something. Favor came with that, and God never failed. And every time, here we are doing what we're doing, and the Lord will keep sending people, strangers, perfect strangers, coming out of prominent ministries, all the way from Texas kind of things. And all they would say over and over and over is that it's too small. Well, you could fit in this area here, right here, that building. You could fit that building you could probably go look at it if you're in Florida. You could fit 6046 Old Winter Garden Road in this building like 10 to 15 times. And that's, being light probably. But just on a $4.78 leftover. Because $750, like we said, paid the rent of that 2-bedroom, apartment where me, his servant, and those 4 sons, we gave up our rooms for my mom, who she come here, and my dad that we sent for. Dad, can you come down here? The Lord said to ask you to come and help me, build this ministry, to start this ministry. You heard the testimony, so we don't have to really go over that. And to our amazement, he did. And he was a powerful covering for us. He drove away the wolves and all of that. His power was just his presence alone. And so we gave up our room, and actually all of us had our share of that. They had the share of that floor, and I had that little futon bed, or whatever you would say, and the living room, that little living area, that's where we stayed, right there, in all at 355 South Wymore Road. Never forget that. But that's part of that ministry, and having ministry in you. That's that cost. That while other folks are looking at money, that's that cost, and all. And how much are you willing to deny yourself? How much? For the sake of the gospel. And you can see now, how far we've come. And we're not at no $4.78 anymore, but $4.78. We call it miracle money this day. Yield $2,000. Sure did for that little teeny building. So can you only imagine this one right here? 20 some years later, this is like a drop in the bucket. I like that. It's like a drop in the bucket. Look at somebody like, oh, there we go. Another one of them was going to take up an offering. No. But this is what it is. And so coming today, building day 26, we have some other buildings we're going to put up here. I'm going to show you a couple of things that we link with day 26 of other areas throughout the Orlando area in Florida. And we link it on this day 26 and all. And of course, that's our big day, because that's the day that we held our first meeting here in the state of Florida. And so look at all of what has happened. And that's going to cease over there. All that's going to cease. But look at all of what have happened. Look at this. And its beauty in the eyes of the beholder. And so we don't know what's going to happen between now and the next time. And you know what? I know you're going to be like, well, Mother, you need to be there every day now. No. Because whatever's mine is going to be mine. You understand? And MD is at that age of 60. We don't be tracking and tracing and running after nothing. It's got to come according to the blessing of promise. But it looks so beautiful. Want to really look in that front entrance. It looks so beautiful. You can see the light straight through and all. And so our day to be here is day 26. And so we'll see what happens between this April the 26th of 2023 and May the 26th of 2023. But that is a tremendous move of the Spirit, because it's like everything what we would do is done. And if you'd seen that tree right here and all of the space that tree had, I'm going to walk over here on the other side here and just give you a little distance away from where I'm standing so you can really get a glimpse of this building from maybe afar off. And we walked down there, forgive us. But this is on the other side, giving you a glimpse. Now tell me you can't see that building. That's look at that building. We'll come back into this video and we're going to get some real good photos from this moment. Look at that. I'm going to capture this one right here. Isn't that beautiful? That big old tree is no more there. And perhaps the one that was cutting those trees was like, oh, we might as well cut this one too. And they didn't have light to that tree that was sitting there. But that's a negative. But everything else is a plus. They see that they have done some marvelous work at this building from the last time we came, which was March the 26th. Like we said, we'll link that video to this video that will serve the purpose as one for you to see and all. And until May the 26th of 2023, get that last clip right there. It's 8:07 p.m. This is the beautiful city of Orlando. That's where it's all at. Right there. This is those connecting roads and all. We've told you about, if you haven't seen the time we come and we did the video about the Lee Road and what the Lee Road would mean for us, the light of that. You can see that right there, Davison. It's spelled with 2 S's, not 1. So I believe we made the correction. If not, we will. And another part that it really caught his servant attention is how they fly that big old flag over there. And then we gave you a sense of humor about the mechanic shop that was being set secretly up on side of his servant as we were working out of that last unit. And then to come to the building, and we stopped over there at one of those roads over there and had to lift up down eyes to see that there was a mechanic shop right there on side of the building. It was one of those humor kind of moments for us. But nevertheless, hi, Servant Mother Doris, founder of I Am Sent Me, builder of the storehouse, carrier of the blessing of promise. Today is April the 26th of 2023. It's building day 26. It's one of our original building days. We'll give those days to you again. Our original building days are day 6, day 13, day 23, day 26, and day 30. All right, and we'll put the additional building days that come to assist those days. So there's at least 10 of them, but this is our main day right here, which is day 26. All right, well, we have to head back to the other side. But till we meet again, you know how we leave you. All them lights look beautiful over there in there. Look at those lights. You're about to see them. Look at them over there in that far right-hand corner of the building. You can really see around the building. And when these signs come down that says we can go up in there, you know what we're going to do. We're going up in there. You can see some of the trees that they did cut down. They're over there, and all. And so they did a lot of moving because that was a big tree right here. So they did a lot of moving. And you saw all of those. All of whatever that was in the front of the building. That's a lot of moving there. They did that's a lot of work. They moved a lot of trees in the front of this area here. You saw the back area over there. And somehow there's just that little pile over there that's left. So they've been working. So who knows? And all. We'll be in this area quite a bit even in the month of May and all. But we'll be back to this building specifically on May the 26th of 2023. And we do not give our time because, we just do not give our time. So, but we will be here at the appointed time. Until then, you know how we end every live broadcast, every live video with just 2 words. Those are 2 words that are taking us into the year of 2023 for the whole entire year, because by the year 2024, this must and have to be in our spirit. So, especially if we're going to reap all of what God has promised us. All right. So the first ones you see, put it up on the screen. Do follow, because that one is closer to what you see on the corner of that building, and that is LIGHT. Well, until May the 26th of 2023.